Hey, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. And the B Moore's Real Team Talk Show. Tomorrow, God's willing, it'll be Saturday. And y'all know on Saturdays and Sundays, I normally try to make it specific for the B Moore's Team Talk Show. I'm lost. And the reason why I'm saying this, right, as a parent, and knowing that some of y'all might have children, even though they grown now, I can't believe y'all don't try to join in on the conversation. If you are a parent and you taught your children some morals, values, and principles, and they living a healthy quality of life, why not share that with other people to help them understand how you was able to raise your kids and they live a very well productive life? Now, y'all know I got to go ahead, right? I came out of school in the 10th grade. I got a 9th grade education. Give you something to play with. Little Steve graduated from school, private school. When little Steve graduated from private school, you know that felt like I graduated. But that's my son. I was so proud of him. Not only that, I had 4 daughters. I have 2 biologically, and I have 2 that I raised by my second marriage. But to me, they are mine. I don't care what I say out my mouth. Somebody want to contradict whatever I say. If I say they are my daughters, I'm claiming them. And I know their fathers very well. So you as a man, if you don't carry yourself a certain way, I would not come for Steve. I would not. And the reason why I say that too, because if you are a man and you got children out there whose lives you never been a part of, that bothers me. I'm 64 years old. I can't even tell you if my father living or not. And sometimes I wonder, why you never came looking for me? Do I have brothers and sisters by you? And from what I understand, he was 24 years old when my mother had me, right? So I might have been his first child. I'm 64. I don't even know the side of his family, but I know my mother's. Now, I share stuff like this because it's not research that I done. It's not statistics that I'm talking about. I'm talking about real life feelings, emotions, and experiences, which a lot of times we want people to think that they shouldn't feel like this, they shouldn't think like that. Why should they? Why shouldn't they? When I sit up here and I talk about like my past, I'm traveling back down memory lane, but the goal is not to get stuck. Why should I tell you? And I didn't know what depression was at one point, right? And I was reading a little bit up on it. And it talks about depression. People get depressed a lot of times because they dug in their past. Stuff pops up, right? And they're walloping on it in the here and now, which causes them to feel down and out. Did y'all know that? Now, whenever I'm going through certain things in my life, I'd be like, Steve, what's wrong, man? What's wrong with you? As a person with 33 years clean, I know how to do a self-evaluation. I know how to look at myself and say, God, because I talk to God, help me take a good look at Steve. So a lot of times I had to quiet my mind down. Listen to what I'm sharing. I'm sharing the process. Y'all don't do that with people. So I have to do like an inventory of self. From the time I woke up this morning to where I'm at this late at night. Mainly if my stomach is quenching, my spirit. It's like, all right, what's going on, Steve? Stuff like that, right? That's how I can tell. It's the subconscious that's a little queasy right now. Now, I can't speak for you, but I help a lot of people get to know themselves. So I'm very, very good at what I do. But you got to be willing to do the necessary work to turn your lives around. I tell people that all the time. We can help provide the services for you, but you got to do the work. Okay? Now, do not, and I'm trying to be nice, whenever I share my personal experience, I'm not talking about stuff I'm doing right now. I'm talking about stuff that I used to do that I don't do no more. I have experienced certain things in life that I found out that wasn't really healthy for me, even though in my mind it was healthy. I had to learn to let go. People might ask you, how was you able to let it go? You might say something like, I just left it alone. Okay, I got you. But now, I always got to throw in an example. Sometimes people want you to walk them through the process a day at a time. I just didn't pick it up. And then I'll say this right here, which flew over a lot of people here earlier. And I'm talking about with the drugs and the alcohol, right? If I tell you I have an addicted personality, I'm not just talking about the food, the drugs and the alcohol, I'm talking about food. I'm talking about manipulating. I'm talking about lying. I'm talking about stealing. And if I don't be careful, I haven't stolen. But if I don't be careful, I'll end up doing it again thinking it's okay. These are the conversations that I had with clients. Oh, Lord, I said clients, didn't I? And helping people turn their lives around. These are the conversations I have. So if you come to me and ask for help, and if you don't be true to yourself, then I won't be able to give you the proper help that you need. Because I can only go off of your lies and trying to help you resolve whatever issues it is, but it's a lie. I didn't just confuse you, did I? Now, keep in mind, I deal with PRPs, I deal with therapists, and I deal with psychiatrists. I'm hearing certain things, right, like hypnosis therapy as well. I understand that certain people, if you work with them on a mental, spiritual, emotionally, help them balance in their life out. That's all I'm trying to say. Some people you can work with like that without medicating them. But now, if you're dealing with bipolar, schizophrenic, manic depression, anything that's not balancing this out right, and it might take meds to just help balance you out, yes, I'm going to suggest that you get the proper help you need. Because I know your brain is rushing. I know your mind is speeding. So the goal is, when I say stuff like that, family, is to help you get the proper help in turning your life around. And for me, whenever I'm sitting with clients and I'm talking with them, they understand every word I say out my mouth. It's the ones that don't need that help that tends to get confused when I open up my mouth because you're trying to figure me out. And I don't do nothing but laugh. I crack up because I'm like, I got a 9th grade education. You got all these letters behind your name. You is philosophical. You study enough that you can have conversations with people, but you studying other people's information that's been documented. Do y'all realize that? Even when I go and I do research on certain things, because of the person I am, do you realize it shows me you are doing the right things, Mr. Copeland? I just try to make sure I'm steady walking in the right direction. I might send something over to AI for them to explain certain things to me. And understand this, I know AI is computer generated information. Somebody had to put it in. I already know that. It's documented. That's why I pay a lot of attention to people like Don Lemon. That's why I pay a lot of attention to people like Paneras, Aaron Paneras. Because they are reporters, they are journalists. That's why I will go over to Snoop if I want to find out about certain things as well. That's why I will go over to fact checkers if I want to find out about certain things that might not be exactly reported the correct way to the public. That's normally what an investigator does. You go out and you investigate certain things to get a better understanding and a clear understanding for yourself. That's what a community journalist does. And I throw so many of you off when I open up my mouth. I do, and I already know it. I'm trying to get better at making things plain and simple, but I'm not a plain, simple person. Never was. So I just had to come down here and put my stuff back on, put me something to eat on. Love y'all. Be back.